Are we witnessing the emergence of the most formidable partnership in crypto? Attempting to emulate Bitcoin's network effect and subsequent value stored is as difficult as trying to emulate the beauty of Cardano's design architecture and decentralized people-run network. But what do you think happens when you partner a $1.35 trillion asset juggernaut in Bitcoin with the UTXO smart contract powerhouse that is Cardano? When these two worlds collide, it's not hard to envision eventual on-chain activity of epic proportions. It's the reclamation of the crypto narrative. Maybe Cardano, being a programmable, provably secure decentralized UTXO chain, has just found its perfect product market fit in unlocking and servicing immense Bitcoin liquidity. I've always maintained the purpose of this series is to dispel Cardano misconceptions in order to find valuable common ground between two hugely influential blockchain communities. This is the chance for UTXO chains to wrestle dominance from the EVM world and deliver a future for blockchain that's far more aligned with Satoshi's vision than the one centralized VC-backed corporate-owned networks are currently serving up to retail. It's a defining moment for the history of crypto. Billed as the renaissance for Bitcoin, it's no surprise that Cardano is at the heart of it. Are we on the verge of a Cardano and Bitcoin sound money smart contract superchain? This isn't a crypto bull run narrative, this is a blockchain adoption narrative. Welcome back to Sapien, the channel for in-depth coverage and breakdowns of the most disruptive technology that's challenging the economic, political and social systems of the world. This video is brought to you in partnership with the Cardano fan stake pool, so if you find value in the content and want to help support this effort, please consider delegating to the Cardano stake pool ticker CRFA. Full details are linked in the video description. Last episode, we explored if a decentralized people-run network could survive and thrive in an industry aggressively directing retail toward more centralized corporate-owned networks. If you haven't already, go check it out after this video as it provides even more context to the significance of what we're going to discuss today. Based on recent developments, however, I think we can now answer this question with even more certainty. I've always been of the opinion that a positive Bitcoin-Cardano relationship is healthy for the long-term adoption of blockchain technology, not only because Cardano shares many of the founding principles of Bitcoin, but because it's been able to innovate while retaining them. Many Bitcoin OGs are part of the Cardano community. They followed the innovation and a vision for crypto that extended beyond the store of value and decentralized transaction ledger. This doesn't mean they are not Bitcoiners too. It's well documented that Cardano shares many similarities with Bitcoin, making it extremely compatible technologically and philosophically. For instance, the UTXO account model, hard cap deflationary currency, Nakamoto consensus, and the fact that it listened to the early innovators in the Bitcoin space to create what is today effectively a highly decentralized, energy efficient, programmable and upgradable version of it. Ultimately, there is a great synergy between these two blockchains in both aspects of design architectures and community values. You cannot process these facts and not conclude that broader blockchain adoption will certainly be a consequence of the tech and communities surrounding these two chains. I'd say this has now been significantly strengthened with the news that Cardano will be the first layer 1 blockchain to integrate with Bitcoin OS, effectively plugging Cardano programmability into Bitcoin's immense user and liquidity base. As we dissect this break-in development, one thing is clear: this is a partnership and probably the most bullish one the crypto space has ever seen. With Bitcoin OS, this technological breakthrough means Cardano can effectively become Bitcoin's expressive layer for smart contracts, DeFi and privacy, and in return, Bitcoin offers Cardano an asset powerhouse partner chain for immense liquidity and a user base with principles that very much align. In hindsight, this may have always been destined to happen. The clues were in the very design choices and shared values of these two blockchains. The community crossover between Cardano and Bitcoin is much greater than the tribal maximalists would have you believe. Bitcoin already solved sound money and a decentralized secure ledger. Now through Cardano, it can help solve upgrading the political, social and financial systems of the world by becoming the asset layer for the most decentralized, secure and scalable smart contract ecosystem. It's high time this industry starts to drive liquidity and activity to the blockchains that value decentralization, security and innovation. If we're to measure Bitcoin by all the metrics the VCs and key opinion leaders repeatedly force feed you as the only things that matter, it performs terribly. Yet still, it's the most dominant and adopted chain industry-wide. Now consider the potential being unlocked if you combine this value and community with the most decentralized UTXO smart contract blockchain in a trustless way. Finally, we have a serious alternative to the EVM dominant DeFi world. No more wrap Bitcoin in trusted bridges. the Bitcoin network is getting the ultimate upgrade by tapping into Cardano's limitless capabilities. Bitcoin OS described themselves as a smart contract operating system for Bitcoin, utilizing Bitsnark and Grail to support a web of trustless and interoperable Bitcoin Layer 2s. Effectively, the technological breakthrough here enables Bitcoin to upgrade with any external blockchain technology without changing its code, retaining security, but in the case of Cardano, gaining extended UTXO programmability. This breakthrough is significant, and it comes after 2 years of development. Bitcoin OS have overcome previous technical limitations to verify the first zero-knowledge proof on Bitcoin. Using ZK technology is what makes trustless Layer 2s now possible on Bitcoin. Before this, all Layer 2 solutions for Bitcoin had some kind of multisig or custodian in the process, making it centralized and susceptible to exploits. This is all about to change. So how does Bitcoin OS achieve trustless bridging? Kindly Rail from Fluid Tokens, who are builders at the forefront of this development, explained, "We are used to wrap bridges that lock assets in a multisig address and mint them on the other chain. This approach is fast but requires a degree of trust and/or operators online to sign the transactions and reach consensus. With Bitcoin OS using zero-knowledge technology, instead of relying on this multisig approach, a user can send Bitcoin to a Bitcoin address that unlocks only when they burn the zero-knowledge Bitcoin on the other side. This means that a user can mint ZK BTC using just the proof that the locked BTC is in the right address. This means you don't need operators to get a consensus. They will only act when a fake proof is used to prevent it. This means that only one legit operator and correct bridging transaction will work. So in ZK bridges, only one honest operator is necessary, and ideally the user themselves can become this operator. ZK proofs through Bitcoin OS will enable UTXO native Cardano smart contracts to execute on Cardano, and the ZK proof settle on the Bitcoin mainnet. This technology means Bitcoin can offload complex computation and contract execution off-chain without the need to bridge assets or leave Bitcoin. Effectively, a Bitcoin user from the comfort of their Bitcoin wallet could be interacting with hybrid Bitcoin Cardano-based dApps and smart contracts without knowing they're using Cardano at all. This is an enhancement for Bitcoin that enables users to start using their Bitcoin for a range of different financial and social applications in a decentralized permissionless environment, importantly retaining ownership of their assets while doing so. What would define the significance of this development is how the market responds to this Bitcoin OS ZK bridge, and specifically how it functions needing only one honest verifier that potentially could be the user themselves to ensure that the bridge works 100% properly. As discussed, with any multi-signature approach being considered a weaker centralized solution to that, if it proves to be more secure and seamless as a user experience, the potential is huge. Based on what's been communicated by Bitcoin OS, Cardano integration is likely to be available by Q1 of 2025 or earlier. Further to this, the introduction of Cardano Babel fees will make this ZK bridging even more seamless and powerful. Cardano Babel fees implements a multi-asset standard, allowing users to send and receive different tokens, paying the transaction fee in the token of choice without needing to convert them to ADA first. This enhances the efficiency of transactions while maintaining interoperability, making it easier for users to interact with diverse assets and applications within the Cardano ecosystem. With Babel fees and Bitcoin OS, Bitcoin users or developers will be able to interact with or build hybrid Cardano Bitcoin applications in a trustless way and pay for the transactions in Bitcoin. Babel fees is huge for interoperability, as it offers users the ultimate flexibility and control to dictate the assets they hold and use to pay fees and interact with the network. Again, Cardano's long-term deliberate forward-thinking approach provides unmatched user solutions in this respect. Fluid Tokens, in the release of Aquarium, which comes to mainnet before the end of this year, will allow Babel fees on Cardano, so the infrastructure is very much in place for this to become more widely used across the Cardano dApps ecosystem. Fluid Tokens are very much involved with the Bitcoin OS integration. They have confirmed many builders in the ecosystem reaching out for support to help onboarding the Bitcoin community. They have the infrastructure, libraries and connections to help make every Cardano dApp compatible with Bitcoin, and the work here has already begun. Ultimately, the Bitcoin OS Cardano integration provides Bitcoin all the benefits of extended UTXO programmability from the comfort of your Bitcoin wallet, permissionless and trustless, retaining full ownership of your assets. Currently, there is a whole range of applications on Cardano that Bitcoin will soon be able to access, like lending and borrowing, trading, real-world assets, yield farming, decentralized storage and compute services, NFTs, music, decentralized encrypted assets, and so much more. No middlemen, just peer-to-peer transactions with secure smart contracts as mediators. Cardano really didn't mess around with the attention to detail and construction of its blockchain architecture. Now, thanks to the Bitcoin OS integration, the wider Bitcoin community is about to find this out firsthand. While it's true Bitcoin OS aims to integrate with a range of different Layer 1 blockchain and Layer 2 solutions, the synergy with UTXO and specifically Cardano provides major potential for the Bitcoin-Cardano partner chain combination to be explosive. Cardano is the largest Layer 1 blockchain built with a long-term view and as a UTXO-based system like Bitcoin. In Cardano, thanks to years of thoughtful planning, research and development, now provides Bitcoiners the opportunity to move their capital to programmable environments that have a proven 100% uptime and have been constructed specifically with user security at the core. In Cardano's UTXO model, it has a native way of introducing smart contracts in UTXOs. It's one of the few, if not only, blockchains that has pushed its UTXO architecture to the limits through academic rigor and scientific peer review. This has enabled it to bring full expressiveness into a UTXO system without compromising on security and scalability, as we can observe in the EVM world. With deterministic transactions, ZK proves much easier and roll-ups are more efficient and lightweight. Cardano and Bitcoin's complementary UTXO designs, combined with Cardano's incredible expressiveness of smart contracts that are UTXO native, provides unparalleled scope for the potential here. With Bitcoin OS, Bitcoin can now connect to Cardano DeFi in a trustless and UX-compatible way. Up to now, you would need multisig or centralized custodians to bridge Bitcoin to other ecosystems. The power of ZK technology enables new features to the Bitcoin blockchain, like executing DeFi actions directly from your wallet with trustless exposure to secure smart contracts. It enables on-chain smart contracts that settle on the Bitcoin mainnet. Through Babel fees, pay for these transactions in Bitcoin that settles in ADA on the Cardano network automatically, avoiding the need to hold ADA in order to interact with DeFi. Crucially, it introduces a robust smart contract layer for Bitcoin developers to access and build out a new ecosystem of user applications. This integration will also provide Bitcoin access to Cardano Layer 2s like Midgard from Anastasia Labs, which in itself will be the first trustless permissionless Layer 2 in the industry, courtesy of UTXO architecture that enables elastic dApp scaling, which is currently in development. On top of this, the framework for formally verified smart contracts has also been ecosystem funded. This development will provide developers on Cardano with the tools needed to easily define a formal specification of their smart contracts and then prove that those contracts are correct with respect to that specification, providing the highest smart contract assurances industry-wide. Cardano's smart contract system was designed with formal verification in mind. Its architecture and programming language paradigm were deliberately chosen for their compatibility with formal verification. This is one of the most appealing features of the smart contract system and one of the main advantages it has over other smart contract platforms. I expect what Anastasia Labs are developing in Midgard for scaling and with respect to smart contract formal verification, this will play a significant role in the Bitcoin-Cardano smart contract relationship and broader adoption of Cardano's decentralized applications. Think highly secure and scalable decentralized financial platforms. When it comes to DeFi and liquidity, however, there is no dispute in the fact that the EVM world is dominating. But while they pursued a track that meant they had to compromise on decentralization, security, and even integrity in largely selling out to corporations, Cardano, in building a UTXO-based system, always had the long game in sight. EVM and account-based systems are suboptimal for ZK technology because the state of account-based systems is constantly changing, making proving this state in the form of a ZK proof problematic, extremely computationally intensive, and difficult to achieve. UTXO-based systems are more powerful because you don't have accounts constantly changing but unspent outputs that either exist or don't, making utilizing ZK technology much easier. If ever there were a more compelling warning to the EVM world than Vitalik himself, who has gone on record wanting to redesign Ethereum's proof of stake, hailing the beauty of UTXO and the significance of formal verification, just demonstrates how Cardano got so many of its design architectures right. Currently, there is approximately $9 billion worth of wrapped Bitcoin circulating on Ethereum, demonstrating an appetite for Bitcoiners to interact with DeFi and yield opportunities. However, this relies on centralized custodians to protect it, which is an ideal for security-conscious users and in particular institutional investors who want to put their Bitcoin to work without added risk. I have a video dedicated to Cardano functional programming and formally verified smart contracts, analysing this approach compared to the EVM model that may be of interest here. Ultimately, why would $9 billion worth of wrapped Bitcoin continue operating in an inferior EVM ecosystem when through Bitcoin OS, there is now a far more superior UTXO-based alternative that can be accessed in a decentralized, trustless way? On the other hand, while $9 billion worth of wrapped Bitcoin is no small amount, this accounts for only 0.67% of the $1.35 trillion worth of Bitcoin in circulation. So it demonstrates that while there is a demand for Bitcoin DeFi, there is still a hesitation from the wider community to interact with centralized point of failures, inferior smart contracts, and chains with inflationary currencies. This asset remains largely untapped from a decentralized finance point of view. Maybe the majority of Bitcoiners need more security and decentralization for more meaningful participation. With the latest Cardano Bitcoin OS development for the EVM world, it's not only the wrapped Bitcoin at risk, but the ability for Cardano to now tap into that $1.35 trillion worth of Bitcoin. Unlocking this value through seamless trustless bridging and highly secure smart contracts is a major threat to the EVM world, and centralized chains relying on huge pre-mines, inflation and VC capital to fuel hack-ridden or fake activity casino-like ecosystems. Maybe the lure of trustless bridging through ZK proofs, formally verified smart contracts, and open-sourced UTXO-based decentralized applications is the key to much higher Bitcoin DeFi participation. The fact that Bitcoin OS are self-proclaimed Bitcoin maxis, yet are behind this awesome advancement of interoperability, specifically with Cardano being the first layer 1 blockchain to integrate, demonstrates how parts of the Bitcoin developer community are now acknowledging the Cardano smart contract standard that is UTXO native and provably secure provides huge benefits to the Bitcoin ecosystem. UTXO zero-knowledge proofs and Babel fees combined with superior smart contract security makes Cardano the most compelling platform to serve as Bitcoin's dApp, smart contract and DeFi layer. No other chain can boast all of these capabilities to the extent Cardano has been able to engineer. Over time, the EVM costs and trade-offs will add up and take its toll. Namely the computational inefficiencies with global state and architectural insecurity with hacked bridges and exploited smart contracts will prove unsustainable in comparison to what a Bitcoin and Cardano partnership could achieve. For Bitcoin and Cardano, the Bitcoin OS integration also feeds into the ongoing growth and sustainability of both networks. With 94% of Bitcoin already mined and the activity of dollar cost averaging making the currency more scarce, as we approach 99% mined, you move toward a world of charity to sustain network operations. With no new value being mined, where do the incentives come from? If charitable, then how many entities would be prepared to do this? And furthermore, how decentralized can this be? With Bitcoin OS and zero-knowledge capabilities linking both Bitcoin and Cardano, a whole new world of on-chain activity can be unlocked for both blockchains that feeds into network sustainability. As Bitcoin flows into DeFi and Cardano smart contracts, as they execute, the Cardano network gets paid transaction fees. As the ZK proof is then settled on the Bitcoin mainnet, this also creates a Bitcoin network fee. This increase in activity will contribute to the long-term sustainability of both networks. The computation is performed on Cardano, for example, and then the ZK proof is settled on the Bitcoin mainnet. Transaction volume and the build-out of new user applications or functions that creates more meaningful user activity will positively impact sustainability on both sides. In Cardano, we have a purpose-built, powerful smart contract platform ready to facilitate highly scalable, secure, decentralized applications, but with a current TVL of only $250 million, lacks liquidity and wider adoption. Then we have Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency asset base that is highly compatible with Cardano and UTXO, but lacks programmability to enable secure decentralized financial applications. If these two worlds collide, just imagine the possibility for the growth in activity for both networks. The innovation that is Cardano's extended UTXO model was designed from the very beginning with Bitcoin compatibility in mind. Its validated distribution has proven to be one of the most decentralized and reliable in the industry. Its smart contract platform is maturing every day, making it more accessible and developer-friendly with a wide range of programming languages. Ultimately, being provably secure for smart contracts, Cardano is best in class. In contrast, while Bitcoin is a robust decentralized ledger, without third-party software, it's incapable of doing much more than storing value or processing transactions. In what Cardano has built here represents Bitcoin's most compelling opportunity to tap into secure, scalable and feature-rich smart contract experiences for its users. Since Bitcoin was never designed to facilitate expressive smart contracts or layer 2 solutions, the most obvious path to upgrading Bitcoin is through a programmable UTXO-based chain that took the time to extend the Bitcoin model through science and formal methods. As much as this is a major opportunity for Cardano in terms of potential users and liquidity, this is Bitcoin's opportunity to start offering its users the gold standard of smart contract experiences. All of this without the need to buy any ADA or open a new wallet. No more wrapped assets. Bitcoin users will sign transactions in DeFi from their non-custodial BTC wallets without middlemen. The growth in EVM VC-backed smart contract ecosystems has demonstrated the demand for financial applications and their ability to onboard new users in crypto in delivering new use cases and yield opportunities can't be denied. Crypto users today are looking for more ways to utilize their assets and yield. Bitcoin, in entering this arena through zero-knowledge technology and embracing forward-thinking UTXO-based smart contract blockchains like Cardano, could be the catalyst for a turning point in this industry. Bitcoin has an opportunity here, through Cardano, to place UTXO-based and truly decentralized ecosystems front and center to dominate in all metrics of activity beyond what the EVM world has so far been able to achieve. In Bitcoin OS, one of the most significant opportunities lies in the collaboration that has already been ignited between both developer communities, in making the wealth of already battle-tested Cardano dApps, many that are open source, available to Bitcoin users, with the dev communities collaborating to build out new hybrid Cardano Bitcoin applications, or even Bitcoin-centric ones that are powered by Cardano smart contracts but tailored specifically for Bitcoin, presents limitless potential for collaborative innovation. Bear in mind the Cardano community already has a solid army of UTXO builders and Cardano smart contract developers that provides even more value to this collaboration. This will lead to the emergence of new markets, solutions, and user applications powered by Cardano smart contracts and settled on the Bitcoin mainnet. Bringing the Bitcoin and Cardano communities together in this way could be the pathway through education, increased on-chain activity, and liquidity to redefine the narrative in crypto and start attracting users toward valuing decentralized, secure, and sound money blockchains with highly scalable and expressive smart contracts. For DeFi to prevail, it needs to prove to be more reliable than centralized crypto alternatives. Cardano is no ghost chain, but an ecosystem of UTXO devs building toward a moment like this. Now the ecosystem and dev capabilities are primed for wider collaboration with Bitcoin to construct the most decentralized, secure, financial and social infrastructure that can service activity on a scale blockchain is yet to comprehend. While in theory this could be marketed as Cardano being a Bitcoin layer 2 or the banking system for Bitcoin, I prefer partner chain, as Cardano is much more than Bitcoin's smart contract layer. Independent of the success that comes with the Bitcoin OS integration, Cardano aims to become a global financial and social operating system with a vision to improve the political, social and financial systems of the world. This extends beyond anything blockchain has so far been able to achieve, like running governments, nation states, or the eventuality of becoming a network state in its own right, with the build out of a new global government with truly decentralized governance. The advancement in zero-knowledge technology with Bitcoin OS now provides Bitcoin developers and the wider community with the opportunity to also take part in delivering this ambitious vision for blockchain. The Cardano and Bitcoin partner chain dynamic has all the ingredients to drag crypto from the degeneracy and turn it into a decentralized financial powerhouse that so many of us want to see. I don't think crypto is ready for what's coming with this sound money smart contract superchain. For now, keep it sapient and keep it Cardano.